What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's bowling point. Today we're going to talk about the windmill. We have not done a video about the windmill in a very long time, so we're long overdue to kind of give you a little bit of a refresher, okay? So what the windmill is, it's a drill that is very synonymous for some reason with kettlebell training, but it's a drill you can do with dumbbell, any weight or no weight whatsoever, and still get the benefit of it, okay? As a good active stretch, it's good. It's also a good drill to teach shoulder stability through a couple different planes of movement, and also a good way to kind of teach you to really drive through your hips, tying in your hamstrings, your glutes, your obliques, and your lats, kind of, okay, which kind of leads into other exercises, all right? The setup for the windmill, okay, you're gonna have your feet in a normal standing position. Some people shoulder width, whatever feels comfortable, as if you're gonna stand somewhere for a long period of time, okay? So you're gonna then, without moving your shoulders, you're gonna turn your feet in one direction, okay? But you want to make sure and maintain that your chest, from the waist up, stays in the same position. So you don't want to be facing that way, okay? And why we want to do that is we want to create some tension here, all right? So I'm creating some elasticity in my glute. When you get into a proper position here, the first start should feel a little tension here, okay? You also want to make sure that this leg, all right, does not bend at all. You also want to make sure that no weight shifts off this leg, all right? Very important. Keeping the the hip, the knee, and the heel all in the same plane, okay? So I'm just gonna demonstrate without weight first. The other leg, all right, the leg that's in front, it's pointing toward the direction you're going, that knee's slightly bent and it stays bent. So this leg stays straight, this leg stays bent, okay? One thing you want to think about with the windmill is there is zero rotation whatsoever. You're not twisting, you're not turning, okay? You're essentially slicing. I like to use the term slicing. You'll see why in a second, all right? So I'm gonna pretend that I have weight either up top or down below. Two options you can do with the windmill. You're gonna make sure if you have weight overhead, even if you don't have weight overhead, you wanna focus on that top hand, okay? Pretend that you've got a platter full of mixed drinks, you don't want them to spill. You wanna keep that arm and that platter nice and stable, okay? Kind of like the Turkish get-up, same idea. You wanna drive that way. You wanna keep weight in your heel, drive that way, okay? So I'm just driving down, relaxing my shoulder, going as low as I can, and then I'm gonna stand up by driving through my heel and coming straight up, back to that top position, okay? So if you notice, I didn't lean, I didn't shift weight onto my front foot, which will create instability, and I didn't rotate at all, okay? So you wanna keep this top shoulder very relaxed, okay? So progression is bottom hand. This will actually get you to the sense of, this doesn't make it necessarily easier, okay? If you don't have good range of motion in the shoulder for this exercise, this is a great complement to it. It doesn't necessarily make it easier. For a lot of people, it actually forces them into a better position on the descent, okay? So I'm gonna let the weight pull me down, and just from doing this, I'm feeling a lot less stress on this top shoulder. There wasn't a ton before, but now I'm I'm a lot more of a set, my shoulder's a lot more set, okay? When you go with weight overhead, you want to really focus on letting that weight push you down, get that shoulder into a nice strong packed position. You don't want to shrug. And I just kind of relax and feel around where my shoulder has to be in order to be nice and stable, all right? So again, noticing not a lot of weight on this foot, I'm driving through that back leg, okay? So remember, no rotation, don't twist, make sure your arm isn't turning also, and keeping that top hand very, very stable, keeping your eyes on the weight if you have weight overhead. If you have weight at the bottom hand, still keep that head up and focus on what that top hand's doing, okay? Again, if you have questions, hit us up down below, leave us some comments, share, like, subscribe, and we will catch you next time.